us were staying in Western countries. So when we go to the Holy Dham, for us, it's such a wonderful experience because we're going to the places directly related with the Lord and Gurudev's divine pastimes. So we're very fortunate to be able to visit those places. And Srila Sridhar Maharaj once made a comment that he said, when you go to the holy places, you don't travel with your feet, but you travel with your head. So you're taking that divine dust upon your head. And that dust is not just the dust that we encounter elsewhere. Of course, we don't have that divine vision where we're seeing the dust as Chintamani. We're in Chintamani Dham, where all the dust is conscious. And it's has the ability to, relate with the living entities because it's conscious. So we want to go to the Holy Dham with a proper attitude, and that proper attitude will be our service relationship with Gurudev and our service to the Holy Dham. We can go to Vrindavan and we can go to Navadip. Of course, Navadip is connected with the divine pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have a special divine dispensation when we go to Navadip, because we're going to where especially if we go to Aparad Bhanjan Pot, which is where the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math is, there our offenses are forgiven. At the same time, we always know that there's many different aparads or offenses that we can make. The worst, of course, is Vaishnav aparad, and Dham aparad, and Seva aparad, and different offenses that we can make. And of course, we don't want to make any offenses to the Holy Dham. We're going there with a spirit of service, and we want to serve the divine Dham. And we're not going there with, of course, either a mood of enjoyment or a mood of sightseeing. Because when we go to the Holy Dham, we're relating with the devotees. We're relating, as I said, with the idea that we can join with the devotees in serving the Holy Dham. So it's our good fortune to be able to travel. And of course, we have many different service relationships. If we are living at home or in a house, home referring to home is where your family is, that's one sense of home. So you're living there and you have a service relationship to your family. Of course, you have to attend to your own consciousness, and you have to attend to the consciousness of those who are dependent on you. And what is that verse? Yashatma buddhi kunape tridaduke swadi kalatradishu bomadyadi yat tirtha buddhi salilena karhichids gyaneshwa bhigyeshu sa eva gokara. Well, First, you have your own responsibility to your own self in terms about maintaining proper consciousness, and then everyone who is dependent on you, you have to make sure that you're giving them substance so that they can develop their own Krishna consciousness. And then you're also having a relationship with the local devotees and the local mutt. For instance, if you live in London, then you want to help maintain the London Center. It was, given by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to Srila Sridhar Maharaj as a responsibility of, originally, Srila Saraswati Thakur asked Guru Maharaj to go to London. And he didn't go, but he always felt responsibility towards London, and he considered it part of the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, if we will say, the central Math, that he wanted to have that responsibility for London. So then we have a responsibility to our local center. Now, not all of you are, some of you're there in London, some of you, and others in other places, like someone living in, like Ananga Krishna's living in Tijuana, and there's a ashram in Tijuana which the devotees are living in. Suvasini's living in Ireland, and they're trying to maintain a program in Ireland for the Irish devotees. And then Krishna Mohini's there in Spain, in Madrid. And she's trying to maintain program there for the devotees. So, of course, then our relationship with where the ashram or where we're living, that's also part of our service. And then we have a responsibility towards the center of everything, which will be the responsibility given to us by Guru Maharaj and Govinda Maharaj. Now, I have tried to indicate, I've talked about India when we go to India. And my special feeling when I go to India is I want to visit where Nariya Maharaj is, and he's in Tarakeshwar. So the last few times I've been to India, I go to Tarakeshwar, I see him. But all of you know that there is the responsibility towards our central mutt, which is the umbrella, which includes all of us. All of us, we feel united under the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. Now, I don't know, I wouldn't assign that a physicality. I mean, it's not, we know that Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math is there in Navadip. But when I talk about the relationship with the central Math, I'm not talking about necessarily the relationship of maintaining that Math, because they're not directly related with us anymore, because they've declared themselves somewhat independent of the desires of Srila Govinda Maharaj. Govinda Maharaj established the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math in the Western countries. And he took the responsibility for maintaining Guru Maharaj's conception. And since Govinda Maharaj left, people have gone outside of what was Srila Govinda Maharaj's conception. So I remember in the commentaries about Sri Advaita Acharya and his sons that are there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, apparently Advaita Acharya had 6 sons, whose leader or the main devotee of those 6 sons was Achyutananda. And 3 sons were useful, and 3 sons were called asara, is that they went against the desires of Advaita Acharya and no longer supported his mission in terms of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it purports there by Srila Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada, it says that those sons cut themselves off from the main branch, the main trunk of the Chaitanya tree, and they withered and died. So I feel that is an accurate description of what happened with the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, because they went against the desires, that physical Math in Navadip went against the desires of Srila Govinda Maharaj. And whereas I might visit there and offer my dandavats to the deities, I wouldn't go there to stay. And I feel that going there to stay, unfortunately, would put me in contact with people who I consider to be apparatis. And I would see them and I would have to relate with them. And I personally wouldn't be able to do that. So when I go to India, I would visit the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, but I definitely, personally, I'm just saying personally, somebody else may have different ideas, but I wouldn't stay there. So that anyway, going to the Dham, I would want to serve the Dham and its devotees. So I'm there in the Dham, I'm there with the devotees, and I'll try to serve the devotees, and I'll try to serve our central conception given to us by Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. Now I know what I'm saying always causes some disturbance, because I'm described by Srila Govinda Maharaj. He said I'm a fanatic, and he also said I want to be known as a fanatic for my Guru Maharaj. So I'm a fanatic, and not everybody agrees with fanatics. Some people want to go along with the line, which is their own consideration. But if somebody doesn't want, of course, nobody asked me my opinion, but I'm saying somebody doesn't want my opinion, they shouldn't ask me for my opinion. But I'm giving it today, even though no one asked me anyway. So this is my conception of going to the Holy Dham and visiting those places associated with the divine pastimes of Mahaprabhu and Gurudev and Shri Radha Krishna. We go somewhere we want to help. We want to help and not just become someone who's a burden. We want to help visit a place. We want to leave some kind of donation like that. Anyway, I've said general things. You've heard these things before. So does somebody want to ask me what I mean or what I'm referring to?
Yes, Maharaj, what are you referring to?
What was I referring to? Well, I've talked with Abadu Mars, and he said he wrote to Srila Govinda Maharaj, and he said that even if Acharya Maharaj is not successful in being able to keep the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math in Navadip, he said he asked Govinda Maharaj, should we still go there? And Srila Guru Maharaj said, yes. And Avadut Maharaj commented, well, if we don't try to establish some relationship with there, and if we don't go there, or if we don't stay there, etc., how can we possibly in the future hope to be able to recover those places or that place? And I think that's a good question. But since Srila Govinda Maharaj has left this world, that was in 2010. It's now 2024. That's 14 years later. So in terms of what somebody proposes to do in order to be able to recover the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math after so long, I don't know, but I propose that whether I live in the Dham or don't live in the Dham, I want to be able to serve the mission of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj. So when I go to India, I went to, as I said, Tarakeshwar, which is several hours from the Dham. You can't do parikrama from Tarakeshwar, but I visited there. And Nariya Maharaj rented some place in a temple in in Godrumadvi, and we did parikramas from there. But I'm not telling anybody what to do or what they shouldn't do. I felt like Srila Govinda Maharaj established different acharyas in different places of the world, like Avadut Maharaj in Russia and Trivikram Maharaj in Brazil, and I could say, I'll include Goswami Maharaj and Madhusudana Maharaj in the consideration, because I feel both of them were seen by Srila Govinda Maharaj as acharyas. And he also established, well, Asha Maharaj gave some indication about myself. But regardless of how you see things, certainly one of the places indicated by Srila Govinda Maharaj is India. And as Srila Govinda Maharaj also said, Indian group. So Indian group means Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Mauritius, South Africa, what else? Like that. So that's also included. And I would say, so that's India. And we cannot overlook India, because you're going to India and it's the most important place in the world, India. So if you travel in India, you'll see that all over India, they accepted Acharya Maharaj as their leader. And now that Acharya Maharaj left this world in what was it, 2020, that Acharya Maharaj left? Is that the date of his departure? 2020? Someone can say.
21 Maharaj,
What?
2020. Excuse me, sorry. Dhanavad is Krishna Kishore. Lakshmi Kanti says 2021 Maharaj.
Okay, 2021. But if you go to India, everyone accepted Acharya Maharaj as their leader. And since we established Nariya Maharaj, they have at least we can say in India, an Indian group, as I said, they have all accepted Neri Marsh as the leader. So that was my purpose in trying to establish Srila Bhakti Tilak Neri Marsh. I didn't ask that the whole world, everybody put his picture on the altar. I put his picture on our altar, but I didn't ask that. But I at least asked that people would recognize that India, just like the rest of the countries, has a leader in the country, and that leader didn't pass away when Acharya Mars left. It's his successor. So I would want to be able to establish the holy places in India by giving some backing to Nirya Mars, especially when you're there. So if you go to India, it would be nice for the devotees to be able to establish some contact with Nirya Mars, to visit him, at least for a few days, and express their appreciation for him and express their desire to help him. So that would be part of my consideration in going to India, going to visit the holy places. I don't think India is a vacuum. Just like if I went to Russia, I could not ignore Avadut Maharaj's relationship with Russia. If I went to Thailand, I wouldn't ignore Goswami Maharaj's relationship with Thailand. And I certainly wouldn't ignore Madhusudana Maharaj. He has disciples all over the world. So all these persons are very important. And I will say, regardless of what other people feel, I consider all these persons that I've mentioned to be my personal friends. I don't have any dislike for any of them. I would, if I visited them, I would want their blessings. And I consider they all had a service relationship with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and I feel that Srila Govinda Maharaj established our mission, especially in the Western countries. Anyway, what was your question? Was it, who made the last question? Was it Gaurachandra?
Yes, Maharaj, you were thinking about who's going to ask you what you meant, and I just asked you what you mean.
I don't think when I say something, the trouble is sometimes it's too blunt. I don't think anything that I say is hard to understand.
One day you
Karuna
mentioned something
Sundari,
about
Karuna Sundari, how are you?
Just got a bit of a cold, Maharaj, because it's really cold in Southampton. The weather's really cold, so I got a bit of sniffles and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I went to Guadalajara because we established the deities there. We had Radha Krishna deities that we took that arrived from India to Guadalajara, and we have those deities now. The deities' names are Shri Guru, Gauranga, Radha, Govinda, Sundar, Giridhari Ju. Those are the deities in London. Unfortunately, while I was there, everyone became ill. Some kind of virus was going around. Myself and Ashramars, we got COVID, and since that time, had some infections of my lung and throat, and that hasn't gone away. So I said what I meant. Did anyone find it hard to understand what I said? I think anybody will say, no, it wasn't too hard to understand. In fact, it's maybe a little too hard to swallow sometimes, but I don't know.
I was remembering one day you were mentioning about a cow. You were saying like, well, a cow, if the cow is brown and is a cow, and I say the cow is brown, that is just a fact. It's not, and I found it uh, very. I like it, that idea. Like it's just a fact, and then if you like it, that's good. If you don't like it, well, cry.
But there was some opinion there. Talked about my vision of staying at the Navadip, and other people have different ideas. Abhidut Marsh used to go with 80 Russians, and he said there's no other place to stay in Navadip except to get rooms there in the Mott. So I stay in the Mott. So, all right. That was his vision, he said, and I'm trying to see how that we can recuperate the Mott as part of our mission. So I don't want to divorce ourselves from the Mott. And I say, okay, I can understand that vision. It's not my own personal vision. I don't go there with 80 people. But many persons are traveling with Vishaka. She's a very qualified devotee. She preaches very nicely. And she takes devotees to India. She goes at a time when there's not Gaur Purnima going on, because she knows that Gaur Purnima will be many, many people. And for people visiting, going to India, it's not always a good time to go. And there's a lot of confusion, a lot of different things going on. So she chooses to go with a group, and they can visit India and go on parikramas, and she can do everything at her own, according to what she considers is a better climate for Western devotees to go in. I was ordered by Srila Govinda Maharaj to go during Gaur Purnima time. He said, I want all my sannyasis to be there at that time, so I must go there. Now, this year, I don't know if I'm going to be well enough to travel to India. Right now, it doesn't look like it. But I've been there almost every year, except during the time of COVID. I've been there every year to India. And I know Ashram Marsh will go to India. And I know if anybody wants to travel to India, they can also join with Ashram Marsh. He'll go there probably at the beginning of March. Some people don't have off from work and they can't go at that time. They have school and everything. So um, oh. Is Lavanya Moyi there?
Yes, Maharaj, Dhanavat.
So how can I serve you? How can I serve all the devotees there?
I'm not sure how to answer that question, but we do have another question from
All right.
Karuna Sundari. She's asking how in the day-to-day life to do devotional service, presumably more from in the home environment, out and about, how to keep the day devotional.
Who's asking?
Karuna Sundari.
Karuna Sundari, and she's
How to
asking,
engage our mind in devotional service on a daily basis.
how can we fix our mind on service on a daily basis?
a lot of devotees are in their home and
Uh, how is your oldest son? What's his name? Sham Mohan?
No, Sham Krishna Maharaj.
Sham Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah, he's okay.
Is,
Mm.
and he's living at home?
Yeah, he's living with me. He's just in his room right now.
How old is he?
He's 16 now, Maharaj.
Okay. He's very big. Huh?
Yeah, quite tall now.
Uh, and you have there also Amal Krishna. You have
Yeah,
Sham and what's your
and then
daughter?
it's Nalini Priya. Nalini Priya.
Nalini Priya.
Yeah.
Uh,
hmm
three.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Mm.
And also you have there Nitai, right?
Yeah, he's a bit busy doing some work right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a big family.
hmm I see. Yeah.
I mean, 5 of you.
Yeah, fine.
And
Mm.
you're always here in these Zoom meetings.
Yeah, I do try, Maharaj, because as Amal is little, he's like all over the place, and then it's hard. Sometimes feeding him, sometimes he's doing something, and I have to be attentive to him. So I've put him to bed. That's why I can speak right now. Otherwise, it's difficult. I have to switch on and off.
Yeah. So I think you're
Keeps me
kind of,
busy.
I
Mm,
think you're aware of the
yeah.
responsibilities that you have
Mm,
towards your central conception of Krishna consciousness and giving that to your
mm.
family. You're
Yeah, I
doing,
try my best. I don't know if I'm doing well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how can you maintain your consciousness? Well,
Mm,
also it's good to be able just daily activities like being able to chant, being able to hear
yeah.
lectures of our acharyas, being able to read something
Mm,
from all these are just activities that can go to help us to
mm,
continue maintain our consciousness. I
mm.
mean, what can I tell you? We all are dealing with the conception that we carry within our own heart. I'm trying to be true to that ideal. Hmm.
Mm.
Suvasini is she?
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, do you ever visit London?
Yeah, I was there in September, actually. I would maybe, I don't know. I I may go sometime later this year. Yeah.
And there in Ireland, do you have any job?
No, Maharaj, I'm not working. No.
Okay.
I recently
Aruna
got
Sundari.
my passport, Irish passport, so it makes it easier for travel now. So,
Oh, nice. Aruna Sundari, I remember Srila Govindamar said it's very good to be able to associate with devotees who are more advanced than ourselves. Maybe not too more advanced than us, but something more advanced than us who can give us some help and guidance. So there in England, how far away do you live from the London Temple?
1 hour, Maharaj. 1 hour drive.
Do you ever get a chance to go there?
Mostly we go on Saturdays because Monday to Friday Natai's working, and then Saturday's the main program and everything. So we go there.
Very nice.
Mm,
That's nice.
yeah.
Nice that you go there.
Mm.
Do you have anyone in London that you're especially close with?
Mm. Not sure. Um, Saraswati. Was thinking of main person. Yeah, Saraswati mainly.
Okay.
Mm.
Lavanya Moyi also is very good.
Yeah, I don't get to see her much. She's like collecting and that. Sometimes I want to. Mm.
How about Devashish? Do devotees see him at the
Yeah.
East London Temple?
Yeah, I saw him, was it last week when I went, Saturday last week. He was there. I met him then, yeah. I meet him sometimes. And he
I think
comes.
Devashish is an
Yeah,
excellent teacher and excellent
mm,
preacher. He
yeah.
speaks very nicely. He was very dear to
Mm, mm,
Srila Sridhar Maharaj.
mm,
And he's just a nice person. I think he's
yeah.
a very nice person. It's good to hear. When I go there, I like to hear what he has to say. His preaching, I think, is very nice.
Yeah,
He's quite learned.
yeah, knows a lot.
A very good man. I like him.
Mm, mm.
Um, anyway, I'm not going to speak too long today because I'm still recovering a little bit. But does Rasaraj, how are things in Veracruz?
We are doing good, Maharaj. But still, I'm recovering from like, Guadalajara. I still have some coughing and a little like asthma. So
Yeah.
still feeling like something like you feel too. Not so bad, but still feeling my lungs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many people who went to Guadalajara, they got the same.
Yeah. Practically everybody got sick when he came back.
Yeah. I think it's just the time of the year. In the West, it's winter time. It's cold. And a time when people, I remember Govinda Maharaj said, I believe it was Govinda Maharaj said, if you get a cough at the beginning of the winter, you'll have a cough the whole winter. So I don't know.
Maharaj, I would just want to say that we are very happy to see you and we are praying for your fast recovery.
Okay, nice, thank you. Is Krishna Kishore there? And
He should be. He's in there in the Zoom.
in the meantime, Chai Lalita, where are you now? Where are you living?
I'm living in London, Prabhu, Maharaj,
But
in
what
London,
part of London?
in central London.
Central
Central.
London.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I know that, but I got somehow or other I got you confused with Jai Lalita. Or
I
Sula.
know.
Sula.
Don't worry, it's
Yeah.
fine for me. As soon as you mention my name, I'm very happy.
Okay. Okay. Nazar, how are you? How are things in Ukraine?
Maharaj. So
Are things kind of peaceful where you live?
yes, there is no war here. But general atmosphere is not good.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to live in a place where, where things are not peaceful.
I hope this like a kind of lesson to improve myself.
Where's Krishna? Do you live near Krishna Chaitanya?
Yes.
So Krishna Chaitanya, you have how many devotees in your community?
Probably 10, from 10 to 15.
And do you live near Kiev?
No, Kiev is situated in the central north, and Lviv is the east. Pardon, the west. Lviv is the west, near Poland.
Near Poland, okay. All right. They're saying some big storm will hit here this evening. So anyway, I'll offer my dandavats to all the devotees. I hope to see you next week.
Dandava Maharaj, you take care.
Dandavats, Maharaj.
Dandavad
People
Maharaj.
better soon.
That's Maharaj. Dandava Maharaj, Dandava.
Dandava devotees. Dandava.
Dandavat.
Dandavats, Maharaj.
Is Krishna Kishore, are you there also with Lakshmi Kanti.
We're in the house. We just came in from the car. I picked her up from work. Let me just check she's okay. Maharaj is asking for you.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat.
Dandavat all the devotees.
Dandavat. It's nice to see you. Lakshmi.
Nice to see you well, Maharaj.
Hi, Dandavat.
Dandavat. Dandavat Chaitanya Priya. See you tomorrow.
Dandavat. Dandavat Ananta Govinda. Dandavat.
Dandavat. Ananta Govinda.
Dandavat Maharaj, stay well.
Jai Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.